Welcome to our new format podcast, which isn't really going to replace the podcast. It's just going to be a shorter, more to the point, one topic, one discussion podcast, in and out. And we're going to call it, for now, I think we're going to call it Quick Pause. No applause? Nobody likes that?
Well, it makes sense. I still like the You're Not Wrong podcast. That's neither here nor there.
I might be changing the podcast name to You're Not Wrong podcast because I actually really like that.
Then what would we call the one with the gameplay then?
I have no idea. We'll figure it out. All these things are coming soon.
Press play.
Shut up. Shut up. Everything's
it
coming
absolutely makes
soon.
sense.
It does.
It absolutely makes sense, by the way.
So right now it's just the two of us. It's me and Tony, and names will be on screen. Boop. And we're going to talk today. Well, this one topic is Pokemon Go. Tony, what do you think of Pokemon Go?
I like it. There are still a few issues with it. There's still a bit too many bugs with it right now. I guess I can make a couple examples. Again, just to stay true to the spirit of the format, is that it's not very big on hand-holding. It basically throws you into the fire, expects you to know things right from the start when it really shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, I found it really weird. It was a kind of a Dark Souls approach. It was just like, hey, here's this game. I'm not telling you anything, just here's your Pokeballs and figure it out for yourself.
Yeah, and the tips were not very helpful.
I've only seen one tip. It's look out for your pay attention to your surroundings. That's a okay tip. Look, here's what I have to say about the game. All right, I love and hate this game, and I hate it for very good reasons. And you might think I'm absolutely crazy, but whatever. I love the game because it's a new Pokemon. It allows you to do some other things, and it allows you to catch Pokemon that are quote unquote really there. And it allows you to, it gives you, even though I haven't done it because I'm a lazy piece of shit, it's been creating an interaction around the world, right? It's giving people a reason to go out and meet new people and find friends, and that is so awesome. I love that aspect of this game. What I hate is the interface and everything that the game makes you do. And the big problem that I have is the fact that in order for the game to work, you have to have it open at all times. And that is a battery destroyer. Look, it takes your GPS, it takes your data, and it takes Wi-Fi if you have it. And that completely obliterates your battery. My battery is already a piece of shit, but if I use Pokemon Go, and I was for the first few days I was using it on my way to work, and if you use it the way it's actually designed to be used, you have to open up Pokemon Go. You cannot put your phone to sleep. You have to have your phone open in order for it to be actually tracking what you're doing. And that way Pokemon will spawn around you, and that way it'll track the pedometer, so it'll tell you how many steps you're taking and whatnot. And that's cool and all, but all of those things should be working in the background. I shouldn't have to have my phone open at all times. That's absolutely stupid. Another problem that I have is that I ran out of Pokeballs. I ran out of Pokeballs really, really fast, and I was catching every Pokemon that I saw. So I decided to buy Pokeballs, which you don't have to do, which is fine. But there should also be a quick way to get Pokeballs, and I know Pokestops are there, but I don't think it's enough or quick enough to get you some Pokeballs. It's like, I think they should be giving you Pokeballs every day. Just maybe 5 or 10 and be like, okay, get some Pokemon around you and, come back tomorrow and see what you can do.
Yeah, one of the problems with the Pokestops is that they're just more prevalent in more populous areas.
Yeah, I only have, as far as I've seen, literally around just me and my house, I have one, and one gym. Even though I know there's more if I actually, travel, but I only have literally just one.
Yeah, and there's the problem with Pokemon Go, is that you have to be able to go to just more than one place in order to get more Pokestops and level up and do more Pokemon. But then again, that was the expected result.
Well, I guess so. That makes sense. But another problem that I have is their false advertising. Now this is where you might think I'm really crazy, because I even expected this not to be happening when the game came out, but from the commercials that they kept showing, you would be able to battle Pokemon and battle the trainers, and that is not happening, and that bothers me a little bit. It bothers me that I can't see a friend of mine and say, hey, here's my team, you wanna fight against me, and I can't do that. It's just like, oh, what do you have in your team? What do you have in your team? Like, it's not the spirit of Pokemon, which is weird to say. It just doesn't feel full on Pokemon. It just seems like I'm catching and that's it. I haven't challenged the gym yet, which I should probably do.
Well, do keep in mind that this is legitimate criticism, and they actually have gone on record, Niantic, is saying that there will be those features that they were featured will be in the app/game fairly soon.
I heard them say that trading is coming. I didn't hear anything about battling coming.
No, battling is going to be in there too. And it's just trading was kind of the bigger thing for some, not all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big for me. I would welcome it, but I'd much rather be able to lock eyes with a trainer and throw out my Pokemon. Also, the thought of a team. I wish that they would let you choose a team.
Like what? In what context? There's already 3 teams.
Well, then, not in that regard. That's my other criticism of the game, right? It's that you can't battle Pokemon. The only way to level up Pokemon is to keep catching Pokemon, which is why I think they really need to keep giving you Pokeballs at all times. But I think to counteract that, they would need to let you choose a team of 6 or choose a team of 10, so on and so forth, to battle Pokemon that are around you. I.e., walk in tall grass and just fight random Pokemon. Although I think that's where it gets kind of weird, where you might need to make a level cap or something like that, like per day or something, because I'm sure people like me or any other person who just wants to walk around just their neighborhood and nowhere else would just fight Pokemon non-stop and would max out their level in no time flat. But I just wish it were more Pokemon and not Catch Pokemon Simulator.
Well, I don't think it was entirely fair to expect Pokemon Go to be an absolute one-to-one recreation of the classic Pokemon games of yore,
right,
in this case.
Right.
Because it would have taken up a lot more resources, probably more resources than mobile phones could afford.
True.
So I don't know if that was a realistic expectation in the first place.
But I do think the biggest thing is they really need to let a lot of these things happen in the background. The tracking your GPS, the tracking your steps and your pedometer and how far you're walking and all that needs to be working in the background at low power mode so it doesn't destroy your battery. And it should not require you to have the phone open at every given moment in order for Pokemon Go to work. That's a big problem to me. Like my phone would die. I have tested this out. My phone will die in 20 minutes if I open up Pokemon Go, go to work, leave it open, and try to catch Pokemon around me. It will die instantly.
With a full battery.
With a full battery. Although my battery is, literally a piece of shit. Like, I need to buy a new battery or a new phone. But
yeah, either one of those two, because there's no way that the battery should be dying that quickly.
But I would surmise that with the brand new phone, I would think that maybe you have an hour, a couple hours with Pokemon Go if you're using it that much. If you're just using Pokemon Go, you're going to kill your phone in a couple hours, which is insane.
But because it demands a lot of the phone's resources, so naturally the battery is the one that exacts the toll on it because it's using so much of that excess power. That's why a lot of people, suggesting like keeping a battery backup, like I have, for example.
Yeah, I have one too. That's what I've been using.
So it's not easy on a phone. It's a phone's resources at all, in more ways than one.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I like it and I hate it because of the limitations that we're given right away. But I do like the fact that it's bringing people together, and it's especially in this awful time in human history that we're having at the moment. it's nice to be able to, hey, you like Pokemon? Hey, I have Pokemon too. Hey, let's talk about it.
Well, let's see. Yeah, awful things aside of like the recent events. I also have I have a beef with how the servers just keep crashing too.
Team Rocket is at it again.
We're blasting off again, that's for sure. I don't think that Niantic thought the game was going to blow up as much as they thought it was.
That's a sad thought.
No, hear me out, actually. This could be a case where they thought it was going to be big, and it actually turned out to be bigger than they thought.
Huh.
So that could account for the server abilities. I have no reason to believe that Niantic didn't anticipate such huge usage overall. Mm-hmm. However, I also think they underestimated how big this was going to be.
I think they severely underestimated. I think you should have been able to see how far away. People love Pokemon. And Pokemon is not just a childish thing. At this point, we are generations through where people grew up starting with Pokemon Red and coming into where we are now, and so on and so forth. So this is Pokemon was gonna be huge. So they should have. I'm sorry, Pokemon Go was going to be huge, and the fact that they didn't, I can't say I fault them for underestimating slightly, because what you're saying, like we all knew it was going to be big, but they just didn't expect it to be this big, which is okay. I get that. But wow, the servers have been up and down. Like, I can't even log back in today. But the servers have been up and down constantly.
Yeah, it could be that this is the first week of Pokemon Go, so of course users will drop off eventually. But there's always the possibility that the drop off is nowhere near as big as Niantic and Nintendo think it's going to be. Always the case. And I hope that they put in a bit more due diligence into their server maintenance, if that is the case.
I bet they. I mean, they obviously will. All right, that's been the first quick pause. I wanted to catch on. Love it, love it, love it. I want you all to love it.
QP.
QP. Wow, that can work. I can make that work. Make a new logo. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Wait up for the next podcast, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.